everybody, welcome to my channel again. This is Jessica. Today we have a great meal that I'm going to make for you, show you how to do it. It's an egg meal, it's a scrambled egg meal. If you're looking for a high protein breakfast that kind of will fill you up until lunchtime and get rid of those cravings that you kind of snack on until lunchtime, this is the meal. It's got beans and eggs. It's a very delicious meal. It's kind of something that my husband and I just kind of, whipped up together one day, and it was extremely satisfying. If you're not a picky eater and you love trying new foods and new spices, you like to experience and experiment with different things, then this might be a breakfast that's right up your alley. So let's just kind of go over the ingredients and then we'll start preparing and the breakfast. So some of the spices that we're going to use are just some black pepper, salt. We have some crushed red pepper flakes, which is what I harvested out of my own garden last summer. So it tastes really good. The fresher, the better, but whatever you have on hand is perfect. A little paprika, a little turmeric. It adds a little bit of some extra good flavors and adds a little bit of some color to the eggs, which makes it kind of fun. We have some organic apple cider vinegar. We have either some crushed minced garlic, or you can just get the cloves, whichever one. Some black beans. We're just using low sodium. We have an onion, a white onion. You can use red onion if you want to make it more fun and colorful. We have an avocado. We have a couple peppers, whatever peppers, green peppers, red, whatever you have on hand. We have some eggs, some extra virgin olive oil, and some homemade salsa that I made that we'll go over in another series as it gets closer to next fall when I start harvesting the tomatoes and doing the salsa. Okay, so this is going to encompass having 3 different pans. Don't be alarmed by it, but we just want to mix things together towards the end. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the black beans. We're going to open these up and get them strained out. Okay, so we're just going to pour them into the strainer, and then we're just going to strain off all the excess because we don't want that. There, that should be good. All right. So then this will be our first pan. So we're going to set the beans in here. And then this is where your apple cider vinegar is going to come in. So we're going to do, let's say 1, 2, 3 teaspoons. And then we're going to add in a little bit of some water because we don't want this sticking to the bottom. Great. Now that's all you're going to do with this, and you're just going to place this on the stove, but just low, because all we want to do is just kind of warm it up and make it hot when we're getting ready to place it on top of our egg meal. So we're just going to set this on. Okay, so the next pan is going to be the onions, the peppers, some garlic, and some olive oil. So I'm just going to cut these up and chop them. I do have a food processor. If you have a food processor and you're making a big meal and you want to use that, then that's great. You can do that. If you want to just use some elbow grease, you can chop them up yourself. So I'll just get all this stuff chopped up, and then we'll show you what to do next. Okay, now that we have this all chopped up, we're gonna place a little bit of some extra virgin olive oil into the pan. We're just gonna let the temperature heat up a little bit, and then we're gonna place in the peppers, the onions, we're gonna add a teaspoon of garlic, and we just wanna lightly cook them, not to the point where they're soggy. They've got a little bit of a crunch, a little bite to it, but we're gonna start with that. Add a little bit of some oil. I do have a gas stove, so it's gonna heat up relatively quick. Just stirring up the beans. All right, now that I got the pan hot, we're gonna place in the peppers and onions. So I got that in, and now I'm gonna add in like a teaspoon of garlic. We're just gonna stir this in. You can really see the color and smell the flavors. Smells so good. Now you can either choose to add your spices in the pepper mixture or the egg mixture. I think it adds more flavor when you're actually cooking it. So we're just going to cook it longer. So we'll add them in with the pepper. So I'm going to do a little bit of pepper. Of course, it's personal preference with all of these spices. I'm just going to add a touch of turmeric. We're going to do a little bit of some crushed red pepper flakes. A little bit of some paprika. And a little bit of some salt. Now, of course, if you can't have salt, you can omit the salt if you have high blood pressure or anything like that. So we're going to get this all stirred in. Now, while this is cooking, we're going to start on the egg. All right, so the next portion we're going to do is eggs. So I'm going to do 2, 4, 6. I'm going to do eggs, 8 eggs, and we're just going to crack them. And we're not going to do this because this would be bad. We want the egg in the bowl. So let's try that again. That would be a blooper that I'm going to keep. We need a little comical in our life, right? All right. We got 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll go grab another egg from the refrigerator. All right, now we are just going to whisk up the eggs here. Now, some people, when they make their eggs, they put some milk in it for scrambled eggs. That's optional. If you want the milk and you like it like that, add it in. If you don't, you can omit it. So we're going to leave it omitted for now. So I'm just checking on the peppers and onions. It's coming along good. Smells really, really good. You just want to keep stirring it so it doesn't stick to the pan. All right, so we're going to do our eggs. So we're going to do a little bit of this pan. I'm going to place some eggs in here. And the reason to cook them separately is because we find out that when you mix your peppers in here, the color and how it flows and meshes together isn't as pretty as making them separately. So you'll see at the end how nice it looks. So we're just gonna cook these and while everything else is simmering, and we'll take a look, we'll go over the next step. Okay, so this is about exactly how I want it to look. So I took it off the heat, and this is kind of, any more than that, it's just gonna start to brown up, and I like this, and I like the texture of it. So we're just going to place this now. The eggs are done. This is how you want your eggs to look. And then now we're just going to place in the peppers and onions. And if you had cooked this, mixed this together, all of the colors would have bled into the eggs. And if you like that, do it. If you don't want to use extra pots and pans, by all means, do whatever makes your life easier. So we're just going to mix these together. So everything's still nice and warm, but colors look great. Smells are awesome. All right, so this part is done, and now the fun part comes, and it's the assembly. But before we do this, we're gonna cut up an avocado. All right, so we're just gonna cut up an avocado. All right, take the seed out. There, so we got that. So we're just gonna, now that it's done, we're just gonna place the eggs in your plate. There. And then we're going to sprinkle some beans. Make sure you drain out all the water. And then you're just gonna sprinkle them. I like beans, so I'm gonna give myself 2 scoops. There. All right, so next I forgot to mention is the cheese. You can do shredded cheese. We have a mix of Mexican blend, so just gonna sprinkle some cheese on here. If you don't like cheese, you can omit it. The cheese will just melt nicely. And then we're gonna do some of my homemade salsa. Look at that. Homemade salsa. So I'm just gonna place some salsa right on that. And then we're gonna place a couple little slivers of avocado on the side. And that is your morning breakfast that is going to fill you up. So we're gonna have a taste of it. All right. I'm just gonna mix a little bit of everything in there. It's very good. It's very good. You taste the garlic. You taste all the seasonings. My salsa, of course, is wonderful. And it's going to fill me up until lunchtime. So if you have a busy schedule and you got a lot of work and you're not sure whether you're gonna make a lunch or your lunch is gonna be late, you have the time, you like to prepare, you like to experiment with new recipes, you gotta try this. Please try it and just comment below and let me know how you liked it. And just be mindful that all these seasonings and spices, this is something to start with. So if you want to change it or add in a little bit extra, you know, that this is the time to play with it. Food is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be so much structured. Certain recipes are, but this is one that you can have fun with. So try it out. Let me know in the comments below. And have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.